Call the meeting of the Newbury Historical Commission to order at 7:13, Thursday, June 12th. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Okay, that's out of the way. Minutes from the May meeting. Everybody please peruse those, see if we've got any errors.
Give it to me. Yeah.
Any errors or omissions? I'll entertain a motion to accept as written.
I move that we accept the meeting minutes from Thursday, May 8th as written.
Second.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Done. Okay, Lon didn't give us the treasurer's report, do we?
No, we do,
You got
right?
one?
We do?
Yeah.
Please, you have no faith in me.
So,
Treasurer's report.
Did you hear me when I said I was on the phone looking for like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
of course.
Okay.
So, there it is.
So, alright, for the 24 available, I'm trying to figure out what's the most important part we're reading here.
Well, the general account fund is the money we spend as we go. The special account is the
General
MIA,
account
Right, so we have about $800 left.
and the gift fund is the money that
available.
people,
Right.
And I always think it
So
talks about
this
this
is
end of year,
so
yeah.
we need to use it
We need to
soon,
This is
right?
800
June.
bucks, yeah.
So available cash minus whatever bills he have add up to $797.18.
right,
So,
he still has
Now,
to pay
We've got 3 weeks to spend it.
the Jiffy, I
No,
should say.
isn't that part of committed?
Where is it?
See how it says
Yeah,
it's
spend
been
it.
Oh, I'm
committed?
sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then now he has to, he said it's, I believe he said on the phone, it will cost us almost that much money to replenish the stuff that was given out yesterday.
Oh, good.
We
Just
gave
give
out
it-
a lot of
give it
stuff
hit.
yesterday.
I
Because
thought
those-
you guys did a really
Because
good job.
you know that book we have, we call it the coloring book, but I
Yeah.
forget who, it was done for
We
the
gave out, what, 60 of them?
375th,
60?
and it's like, you know, pages of,
It's a coloring
It's
book
like,
and a
you know.
cute little,
but it's a lot of pages.
Facts.
It's
a lot
history
of
for kids.
printing.
yeah.
So,
And one of the teachers said she had already taught it. She had a
In
copy.
class, yeah.
And it had, yeah, and they loved it, and she
Yeah.
loved it.
everybody
so-
loves it that comes in, it's the funniest thing, it's like, oh, this is awesome, because
Right.
it's informative but not difficult.
So he thinks we need the 800 to reprint all of those?
Well, but when I talked to him on the phone, something else came up. Oh, because we need to get more, we need to print a few more things 55 things went out the door.
Right, right. No, I
Yeah,
which
that's
makes sense,
pretty-
because like,
So
that's
I
good.
don't know that
Each
he,
magazine had a postcard and a,
A schoolhouse.
A
I think
schoolhouse
that
handout
part of this
in it.
expended thing is the portable potty.
Right,
So
right.
I don't think he had time to actually calc out how much it's gonna cost to do all the printing. That's why I think that $700 is what he said we were gonna pretty much use up the whole thing.
Okay.
It's that's a pretty heavy stock paper too, though. You might be able to go down a little, because it's pretty heavy
Yeah,
stock.
if you make it with a little bit less of a grade paper.
Right, do a
right.
heavy stock cover, but the pages don't need to be as heavy as they are.
It's actually not a bad thought.
Jan, before we get into spending money, out of that 794, does payroll come out of that?
No,
No.
my payroll has nothing to do with this, and my payroll is done already. No more money.
Did you see the email that the assistant clerk, accountant sent that I forwarded to you this afternoon?
Yeah,
Okay, so you got that?
I did. I thought I printed it. It's probably floating around here in the nightmare somewhere. But yes, I did.
So
I
that's
did see
reminding
it, and
us
I
that
did.
we're-
There's no more money for me.
Okay.
I gotta double check. There might be like, 50 cents or something.
Well, she sent
My-
that email last month reminding us that we're gonna run out of money. She just sent it again today that we're gonna run out of money. So, and Lon last month never opened the email. So we need to make sure that Lon, when's he's in town.
Because
right?
once again, I told them to CC the Historical Commission
Yeah.
email account that the town created for us, and yet that
They
seems
don't.
to be beyond the
Nobody wants to do it,
possibilities of
yeah.
doing it. So I'm not sure why this is a problem.
So we need to make sure that Lon
Yeah,
has a copy of that email and has read it, and he has less than, like, he's got 20-something days to orchestrate all this.
yeah, he knows that part. He knows that this is June, the end of the month. He's got the 3rd till the 30th of
Okay.
June to make sure that any and all bills have been
Submitted,
created.
created, yeah.
I mean, some people don't do their billing until, say, the 15th of the month, so we won't get the bill until July 15th. But it's for stuff that happened before June 30th.
Gotcha.
That happens a lot, so. He puts an order in for the printing now. They give him the amount of money, they tell him how much it's gonna cost. But we might not get the printing until,
and they let him pull that forward.
they'll give him he'll prepay, because he's already paid it before on some of
Oh,
these
okay,
things,
yeah.
because we've done them so many times, but.
The invoices have to say this season on.
Yeah, and he's actually well aware of that.
Good.
And he's,
All right, well, we're gonna make sure this all gets tied together.
yeah, because I was talking to him this evening about it and what was left, and he was talking about the 3 things that went out the door with the kids that cost, so that instead of, he wants to replenish them all, because one of them was postcards, and the other was the little schoolhouse information
Schoolhouse, yeah,
booklet,
flyer.
and then the heavy-duty coloring book. So some things he had already planned on getting more printed before the end of this month, and he's gonna up the amounts now because we had that
Okay.
visit.
Okay, we need somebody to make a motion that Lon is to expend the rest of the budget on printing at the discretion of the treasurer. And then any additional orders that we still need, he is to order them in July. So it balances out.
Okay. Can't you just do that?
Chair can't make
Chair
a
can't
motion.
make a motion.
So you
Make
get what
a
I'm
motion
saying?
that we
You
make,
So
said it.
it's at his discretion
Right.
to use it up, and then if he's still ordering more stuff,
Just
it
wait
needs-
until July.
Needs a
just so
second
it's second
invoice for
next
July.
month. Right.
Okay.
yeah, and he's aware, because we just had this
No, it's gotta be
discussion.
a motion.
Okay, I move that we instruct Lon to use up the remaining funds, and if there are further purchases, that he makes sure that that money is appropriately allocated at his discretion.
For
I hear a second.
FY 27.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You-
Seriously.
And it doesn't have the, people get really confused on what fiscal year we're in.
What, that always confuses me.
It's too much.
so awkward?
It's the end of the fiscal year, which is June 30th, so it makes it 2025.
Right. which-
As of July 1st, it's fiscal 2026.
Whoever made us
because-
the halfway.
Well,
Somebody
because,
made some money out of it.
Yeah, honestly.
no, you can, if you want to start a business and you want to start it in August, that's your fiscal start date. So that means your fiscal year end. If you choose to do a 12-month,
Okay, I guess that
some
makes sense.
people will go to December 31st and call it a partial first year, and then start in January just for that reason, because
Yeah.
people go. But,
All right, so that's why
Yeah.
that happens like that.
And Master Gardeners just, what they did was they did a cutoff period so that they could realign with the first of the year for their fiscal year, because they were on the July 1st as
yeah.
well.
But most fiscal is, what are we, municipality stuff?
Most government things. are-
Thank you, that's
It's
right.
mid-year.
It was floating somewhere.
Yeah.
Is always July 1st, no idea what.
Hmm.
You know, 4th of July, I have
Right.
no clue where they,
Somebody made some money out
So, yes.
Somebody in
backwards.
Congress made some money off of it.
Lon, have any comments on the upper, lower green study committee?
he did not mention it at all, and
All right, he just gave us an update last month, so we'll,
And they went before the select board,
mhm.
I believe, the last week.
They went
or-
before I believe, the
Select
planning
board
board.
or the planning board?
Um,
I think it was select board. I think they've gone through both of them, and now they're waiting.
Planning board.
For, things to get processed and finalized to go to this with Mass Historical Commission.
So we're just waiting, basically.
Well, they're pretty much, it's
Yeah.
gotta go forward, and then they'll tell him if they need to do anything else, because everything has to be settled, hopefully, without needing to be voted on by anything else.
Yeah.
So that if we have a fall meeting, it can be presented at the fall meeting to be passed. So we'll see what happens. But he is, up on that as far as can be, I guess, considering they don't.
I don't remember a year that we didn't have a fall meeting, so
It's been a long
it's
time.
pretty standard.
But
knock on wood.
Okay, website report.
everything's pretty much still the same. I got a bunch of pictures yesterday of the kids, which I'll add to my pile to update. I need to actually just sit down and do the actual updating. It's a day.
And I was gonna write up a little blurb,
Yeah,
and
to
Lon
add
was
to
gonna
it.
send it to the Daily News.
Super cute.
Oh, good, press release?
Yeah.
But,
Ooh.
you scroll past, but they even had the kids all like dressed up and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was really cute. And then how many kids did you say, 60 or so? It was like 3 classrooms worth?
Yeah, 55 kids and then the chaperones and teachers.
Where are they from?
Newbury Elementary.
Newbury Elementary.
Newbury.
So
Third
like,
grade,
she'd
yeah.
ring the bell and then the kids would shift out, different little groups of kids.
They used to jump rope and they
Yep,
Wrote all over
they
the blackboard.
looked for
had a
their
blast.
names on the monument.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It was cute.
And there
It was
were
nice
at
seeing
least
kids
one
in
or two
school.
in each class on the monument,
Well, there
so,
you go.
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
Well, we have a lot of families that have been here since
Since
the
then.
beginning,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
And,
nice.
and there was a young boy who recognized James Jackman.
Ah,
It turns out he lives in the old Jackman farm
Oh, all
on
right.
Green Street, so,
There you
the
go.
one that my husband grew up in, so that was kind of fun.
I know, I told them, I was like, I'm glad you guys came and like did this, there's no reason why they, could kind of add that into a,
yeah, Eva
Yeah,
had a
right.
great idea, I think you may have already left, but Eva had a great idea that maybe the next time we do this, one of their teachers actually teaches a lesson
yeah.
in the classroom, you know?
Well, when we have more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They had 5 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes in that classroom before we had to switch up. so.
Because, yeah, it was like a 45-minute long field trip.
That was enough though, because they
Yeah.
were pretty wild.
Yeah.
They were.
Well, the kids,
No,
Well, they just
no.
came from the Spence Pierce Little Farm, what were they doing there?
Who knows?
Harassing the donkey.
Bouncing
No,
around.
so they might have been running around and everything, so they were still all,
They were
hooked up
pretty
with
wild.
energies and stuff,
I,
so.
I almost went in there with a ruler, and I thought to myself, they were only there 5 minutes, but they were a little bit too much. I think if we were gonna have a short visit like that again, we really gotta rein them in, because the schoolhouse won't survive it. They were wild.
walk back and cut a switch.
We let them
Yeah,
use chalk,
yeah,
so they were all
better.
writing all over the chalkboard.
Yeah.
And I actually said, I was like, some of these kids have probably really never written on a
Never
chalkboard.
But
They don't
they
even know
do
what a
that.
chalkboard is.
Yeah, they don't use them.
But we didn't think about the books, well, actually, I did. I
Yeah.
think they should have been standing in the back of the room, not sitting, but
Letting them
with
like
the
play with
books
the
and the
books.
paperwork
Yeah.
that was falling out of the books, that was not good.
Yeah, no,
Lesson learned.
I don't think there was any serious.
But everyone that walked out, because I was outside the door, they were thrilled, all those kids.
Yeah.
They were yelling to the other kids how much fun it was, and one of them said it, they thought it was gonna be spooky, but it isn't.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I was about
that
to say.
teacher standing in there from the outside, looks spooky.
So yeah, it was cute. Definitely a worth of hour.
Oh, definitely.
You know.
And the schoolhouse looks so good.
Yep,
It does look
The
good.
windows
It
and
does
the
look
roof.
good.
It really
The roof looks
does.
fantastic. I'm actually a lot more impressed with how it turned out.
Yeah.
Than what I expected.
beyond expectations, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
good.
correspondence.
The only correspondence we got was confirming that they got Eva's thing to be on the, for the
Right.
Trails of
Trails and
Sales.
I actually confirmed with them, because it goes through their site, not through my email, and when I got an email saying to sign up, I'm thinking, I already did that.
Yeah.
So she confirmed that I had already done it, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it goes through the thing and then it bounces back to them after the fact. It was so,
Yeah, it was, yeah,
What did she
but at
say?
least I it did go through, I was afraid
Yeah.
it hadn't.
Any discussion on signs or any of that stuff that we never have?
we
No,
have,
we
we bought
have,
them
but
last
some-
year.
Right, but somebody stole one, I think, last year too.
Well,
Remember the
well,
year before, they took both of them?
we had none
Go for
at
it.
that point.
And then last year, it seems that one walked away last year.
Oh, maybe the one that was up by Robin's house, I
Mm.
think.
Lame.
So,
Okay.
But we'll see.
when we get closer to it, we'll make sure we got them.
All right,
And are we extending hours, or what are we doing about that?
Yeah, didn't we already talk about
Did
that
we?
about the last time, but I'm not sure. Is it not in
I
here?
didn't see
I
it in
think
the
it was
minutes.
10 to 3,
10 to 3?
Maybe
Remember
not.
something.
and I didn't bring my folder that had it written in. But it's in September.
Yeah.
So she has time to straighten us out before then.
Yeah.
all right, schoolhouse address, 260 High Road, so that's
I just
been made
put-
official.
I just put that on there because people kept saying to me, does it have an address? It's officially, that's the thing on the town website.
That's what it says.
If you
I didn't
look up-
know.
if you
Yeah,
look
I
it up,
Googled it before and it just says.
And nobody,
the
and everybody
green,
kept
yeah.
saying, I didn't even know it had an address, I just kind of left it on there because
Good to know.
Okay.
somebody else
It
is
is
gonna
good to know,
ask and
yeah.
it's on there, so,
Technically, it's High Road. It's not like the little side road or whatever.
Right.
yeah, that which doesn't even have a name.
Right.
Check on maps in the attic.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
Climb up there.
All right.
It was hot.
It was.
You just gave
Witch's
the-
Stone. I drove by there, and again, I meant to stop and take a picture, but there was somebody on my tail, so I couldn't like stop. It definitely looks like it needs to be pushed back. Like it's making me concerned.
It
'Cause I'm
did
like,
be
this
in the
is
winter.
not. Yeah, I was like, why is this not done
And
yet?
is it poison ivy or something else that's growing up
Something,
on
but
it?
it looks like it's the Witch's Stone.
Oh, we already jumped to that?
Sorry,
Okay.
did I go past
Wow.
it?
No,
Oh,
I
no,
thought
I
we were still
skipped-
talking about
It's okay.
We did. We skipped your windows, but it just looks like it's not in the wall a little bit for me. Like I don't know why. Just like when I drove by, it like caught my eye. I'm like,
Yeah,
we need to have that moved.
I'm hoping that I'll get together with James next week.
I'd like to get signs for down the road, the back road of the schoolhouse that says, leaves at 3, let it be, because the whole
Oh, it's
all
length
poison
of the
ivy.
wall is
It's the
poison
whole
ivy.
town.
We need to have the goats just come and chew it up.
Yeah.
It's the whole
So
town.
do you have goats that you can?
Yeah,
Lend
trust
us.
me, I'm very tempted to get goats.
Okay, window update.
Yeah, so I sent the pictures of the damaged window to James, so he's aware of it. And I asked him, I said, if possible, because now we're open,
Yeah.
could they possibly repair it in place without removing it and putting a piece of plywood up there? So
Right.
we'll see what happens. I haven't heard back from him yet.
Hopefully, it doesn't have to wait till the
So
end of the
it's
season.
definitely damaged?
Oh, yeah.
No, but I thought you could get, you had something you could get it off with when we were.
No,
cleaning that day.
This one,
This is different, not
yeah.
the glass.
piece of the repaired
Oh,
London
that,
popped out.
yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I still want to know what's up with that weird pane of glass, though.
that is weird.
It's like hazy. One out of all of them has like a haze on it.
We were just talking about that.
So that's one that needs like a piece of the wood and the,
Some epoxy kind of redone. Yeah.
Yeah.
He should be able to do that. It's a small amount. That shouldn't.
yeah,
Be too
I mean,
difficult.
it's, but it's not right, but it's not huge either.
Yeah,
It's
and
just-
it's not like in a weird spot that
And
it
that
needs
glass
to
is
be taken out.
just bizarre, I don't know what's going on with that at all.
Oh, yeah, crap.
It just popped, they had something on there and it just didn't stick, it just popped out.
So do you have a piece?
No,
Oh,
and of
crap.
course, so many people run their dogs around there, you know, a stick hasn't got a chance.
Yeah, no kidding.
Lawnmower, yeah.
Lawnmowers, things like
crap.
that.
Okay, so you're gonna talk to James
Yep.
about window
Windows
and
and
bolt, two rods.
Father Stone, yeah, Father Stone and the stone on Central Street.
Yep. Okay. That's that. Two board members' terms are up this year, Jan and Eva. So you've got to send that letter into the selectmen.
Did it?
Yeah, we did it weeks ago, yeah.
Done and done?
Yeah,
Good.
but I haven't heard anything.
Me
I guess
either.
We're always a priority.
They must have, did they have another meeting before, well, they must, before the
I,
end of
and, but because it's like 2 weeks out,
Mm-hmm.
there's no agenda yet, so.
Okay, so this is still a little unfinished business. Update on the DDB. What are you talking about that? Changing the time period on the DDB?
Yeah, we're talking about extending the time period and also giving us an escape hatch on that, the whole hearing process and everything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Just an alternative for a case that's really obvious, an alternative process.
I've got to get that clause out
There's,
that we talked about last year.
there was a thing on the
That it
Mass
says
News
it's,
Press today, that there's a law going through, and it's gonna affect the DVBs in the whole state.
Oh.
If they don't, if what they have, what they say is not in, concurrence with what the new law is, so, if you don't do it, you should look at the Mass His Press.
Do they have a draft of the new law?
They give you the code was there. I thought I printed it, but I cannot see it, so I must not have, or it's sitting in the printer, because it was kind of a little crazy when I went to leave the house. You'd think I had people there. So I'm not sure. They put the number that it's gonna be for the
Yeah.
select, for the, on the state
Yeah.
paperwork, but, it's something to do with the timing of things, like how many months out things can be, and, cause it's also gonna affect, historic districts information. It's gonna be a zipper of a thing, I guess, so.
Okay.
So if you don't usually go in there, ask His Press, not difficult to find. That's how you can find it. Oh, and that reminds me, FYI, because we changed everything, if anybody was using their cards that I had made years ago,
I have them in my wallet somewhere.
now the website address is incorrect, because we changed it.
Ah,
So, and it's not like it's an easy fix,
Well, there's
because
something
it
we
went
can spend
from
money on.
Newbury, Mass. From town of Newbury, I think it said
Wow.
before,
yeah.
and, .com, and
Yeah.
now it's
.gov.
newburyma.gov. So it's not like you could just like do a little quick scribble,
Right.
but just so in case, you
Lucky-
wanna just
lucky us.
put a line through it and put the right thing on the back if you go to hand them out. Lon says he's almost out of them, he uses his all the time,
I've never had one up.
so.
No one's ever needed one for me,
Yeah.
so like, I had like 10 in my wallet for like the longest time.
Well, the thought was, when I started doing this, there was numerous meetings in Boston.
Where you'd
From
have to like go
Mass
and do
Historical.
something,
I
yeah.
went to 2 of them, there's 200 people in the room. They're all the heads of all the historical commissions in Massachusetts, and there'd be a lecture on this document, on how to do this, and there'd be a question and answer series. It did completely away with that. So we have no contact with the head of the Mass Historical or any of that. And
Yeah,
there'd be seminars, and there'd be training, all this stuff, and they were in, somewhere in the Boston metro area.
it's lame.
So,
I thought a lot of it was at the library.
It's nice to network, and just to like
Lots
get
of
people
public
together and.
no, the
So
one
you
I
don't
went
reinvent
to
the
was
wheel every
like
time
Yeah,
you try to do something.
amen.
State
Brookline
House?
or
Oh,
something, it was somewhere in the city. I printed this out for you. This is from Hamilton Historical Commission, Hamilton Historic District Commission. This is one of their monthly minutes, and the format, and how they write it, and this is purely just informational stuff.
Mhm.
It doesn't have anything to do with anything that's in it, but I thought it would, so, they've got some, 2 forms on here. So, application for certificate, this is what I was getting, this is, in order to get before them to do anything, you need to fill out a form to get permission to come in.
Yep.
So you fill out the form, and then we read the
Oh,
form.
so they don't just have random people showing up and
Yeah.
just,
Yeah, no more I write people showing up about what color I'm gonna paint my house. You fill this out, then you get okayed, then you get an appointment to come
Right.
before the board.
I like
To
that.
stop a lot of the screwing around. You can
Fancy.
read that.
Yes, I will, thank you.
I thought, I was on there this week and I thought, oh, that's pretty professional looking. And there's a lot of terminology, and the way it's all laid out I thought was really good.
One of the things I think I gave you, did I give you a little stack of papers?
Just tonight,
With a
Yeah.
paperclip?
Yeah.
so, no, I just gave you the 3 pages. Minutes, 2
agenda.
pages of the agenda.
It's here somewhere. It's somewhere in the mess. Hang on, 1 second, because I did it for you. I made copies. This is what happens. The nightmare of trying to get out of the house tonight was just, I have no idea why. I live alone, you think it would be difficult. Something else in
Well,
the
she's
scanning
looking.
folder.
New thing. A friend of mine is up in Seabrook, just became, I guess you're still an author or a writer, does children's coloring books. Now, would we want to make the coloring book we have is Newbury specific,
Yeah.
so we're all set with that, we don't need to do
Well,
anything
you mentioned
else?
that there might be
Yeah,
some
you
changes we want to make.
thought, yeah, I thought there could be some changes
Is
made.
an option
Or
for you.
additions, I mean, we could, in theory, prep it for the 400th. I mean, I know it's a few years out, but we could like do a new,
Yeah,
maybe, or a secondary one or something, I don't know, like edition 2. So it's that plus the next swing of
Yeah.
things.
because I think the format it's in right now is good.
Yep.
I just think some of the information should be tweaked. And, I'll read it through again.
You want
I
to
mean-
just take one and mark it up and
Yeah, take one, mark it up, and then like, I just think, there could be added, activities for the kids, whatever. I'm sure there's more facts we could add that like to town, if you wanted to add a couple more pages. You don't want it to be too big though, so it's
No.
like this happy medium of maybe, tweaking it a little and getting some more stuff in there.
Yeah, I have to
The
really.
irony is, I know I made multiple copies of that, and I don't know where it is. This is because
This is the 3.
coins, it's all about the
Coin
coins.
information?
Yeah, this one is from Historical Commission Meeting Summary 9/12/2012. You remember that meeting, don't you?
no.
And the 375th anniversary coins. The Historical Commission discussed the fate of the bronze and silver coins. Barbara Rogers, that tells you how far back that Historical Commission is, made a motion to have Chris send a letter to Tracy and the Board of Selectmen requesting me take possession of the silver coins. The bronze coins will be left in the possession of the town, and they'd like to keep, from a selectman stating that they would like to keep the gold coins as tokens of appreciation as the situation arises. The letter will also
I'd like to keep
state our intent to sell the silver coins and the proceeds going towards the Historical Commission for future projects. Again,
So gold
Reiterating
coins,
that,
just tucked away somewhere, waiting for somebody to earn them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. What was the price of gold back in 2012?
Yeah, no kidding.
Way less than today.
So that's why I keep saying that money, the special fund,
Came from the
was
coins.
the coins.
Good find.
Well, you know, it's
Jan's
amazing.
got boxes, boxes, and boxes of papers.
No,
She
but
can
it's
somehow
amazing what you can find out in the
needle.
historical commission website. And I could have sworn I made 4 copies of this for everybody. So now I don't know where they
It's a choppy
are.
sentence, I don't, it's
What-
incomplete.
What's a choppy sentence?
Well, it just jumps the,
Where are you? On that, on 2012?
yeah,
Okay, well, that's not the only one that's there, right? I think I gave you like 3 or 4 months worth of minutes. Dun, 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 dun.
anniversary coins.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it is.
Is it gold?
So this is October, Historical Commission discussed the fate of the silver coins remaining from 350th anniversary. Chris spoke to Tracy Blaze, who said the town wants to keep this. Chris spoke with Tracy Blaze, the silver, that said the town wants to keep the silver coins at the town hall for the town meeting. Tracy explained if the Historical Commission would like the town to sell the coins, we should indicate in such a memo to Tracy and the selectmen. The coins would then be sold because the coins are considered town property and proceeds from the sale must go into the town's general fund. At the next Historic Commission meeting, the voters would have to approve the appropriations of those funds to the Historical Commission. Motion, at the same meeting, motion, Bill Town made a motion for Chris Relic to send a letter to Tracy requesting the following. Silver coins are to be sold, and the town should manage the sale. Proceeds from the sale of the coin should be placed in a dedicated account for transfer to the Historical Commission gift fund pending voter approval. Proceeds from the sale should be used to future program endeavors prioritized by the Historical Commission. Unanimous vote.
It'd be interesting to see if there was a
December.
gold coin kicking around then, because if we sold it, there would like double our special fund. I'm sure those are, no one will ever find
Are
those
they
again.
actually gold?
Mm.
Really?
Mhm.
Right, that's my point.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not,
can't believe they spent that much
I'm
money.
not sure if they're,
Yeah, but what was it,
Yeah.
what was it, a full
Gold
ounce,
plated
like
or-
what were they?
Platted.
Like how big were they, like weight
like
wise?
a silver dollar.
No, but like weight wise, was it a full ounce?
Oh, they all were dependent
I
upon
think
what
so.
was in them.
I'm trying to think of the one I
The
have.
bronze one would have been lighter than the gold one, probably, or the silver.
Cause they were all
one.
the same size.
They were the same size, but the metals don't weigh the same, do they?
No.
Historical Commission meeting December 12, 2012. Brief
Didn't we
sale
find
of
one
the
of eBay
coins.
ones?
Yeah.
Brief discussion ensued about the sale of the silver coins according to an email from Tracy dated 12/12/12. I just want to let you know, based on the committee's vote, we are moving forward with the selling of the coins. Whatever amount is received from the sale will be recommended for appropriation at the town meeting to the Historical Commission purposes. Chris has been appointed as liaison to work with Tracy in gift crafting a warrant article, so the appropriation goes to Historical Commission gift funds.
So again,
Uh,
that is what that special fund was.
That's not what it may have been part of it.
So it would have been the April of 2013 town meetings where they would have possibly put it on the warrant.
I think I tried to find that one and I couldn't find it. That's also,
Because this is,
they're all on,
this is 12/12/12,
Right.
okay? So the next town meeting would have been the following April, which would be April of 2013.
The other article's also very interesting. On this December minutes meeting, the last business for the Historical Commission. We discussed the role of the Newbury Improvement Trust, whether or not this group is even active. No one had a clear sense of what Newbury Improvement Trust does or how it operates. The 375th Anniversary Committee gave $1,500 to the Newbury Improvement Trust when the Anniversary Committee disbanded in early spring of 2011. We have no idea what ever happened to this money or if it ever got moved to the correct place. So that's another thing. So, you don't know what the starting balance, because the Historical Commission did exist, and there was 3 members, but they gave them the boot because they weren't meeting at all. And the 375th functions
This one's
were very large
24
and
years.
also made money. So there were deposits from all the events that happened for 12 months. It was a whole year of events.
Really? Yeah?
Yeah. So, and there was the book, there was multiple.
Do you have some of
There
the
was a
stuff
small
somewhere
book.
tucked away in the
I
corner?
do.
Then we did, there was the other, the softbound book, and then we had the house tour, we had the event on the Lower Green with the chicken barbecue and the bands and rowing the boats down the river, and then he had the orchestra at Gov's, a lot of stuff that generated revenue.
Mm.
So,
Does that include the picnic with the haystack thing? Was that part of that?
yes, the haystack was part of that. I've got the
Mary-
current
Mary
event,
showed
the
up,
book
Mary
back
Green.
at my house.
Oh, that's right, yeah. See, I wasn't. Yeah. Like, I am now. So if you have
Okay.
anything that we can share,
Okay, so
find it, please, and you can,
I think all I have is that little booklet.
if you have anything, you can even leave it down the schoolhouse for me or something in the room if you want.
So we don't have one of those little books in there, huh? In the
I thought I
schoolhouse?
saw one.
It's little.
The Chris book?
No, I think yours is the only one I've ever seen.
Really.
Didn't you like bring it to a meeting one time,
Oh, maybe.
vaguely? Yeah, I think that's the only time I've ever seen that.
And I don't know of one that Chris did,
The 350th or the 375?
375.
I've got the
375, it's
350
all
and I've
about
got the
375. There's one book at the schoolhouse about the 375.
Yeah.
But it's just that one thing. There isn't anything else that I know of that's down there about it.
Yeah.
So,
I'll keep an eye out.
Well, there was images, and then there was the first burial, settlers burial ground book, the mapping book.
The
That all
Cunningham
came out at
did?
this Cunningham, the
Yeah.
Cunningham book, yeah,
we have
That all
those things.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're down there. They're in the back table there. Because I remember that we have 3 cemetery books down there now.
Do we have those on lanyards or anything, or a system to keep track of that doesn't, they don't walk out in between 2 coloring books or anything?
No, not really.
Well, some of them, we have them at the front desk. They can, if they want one. I think those are priced.
The Images of America, we've got that for sale.
That one, yes.
The Images of America, the Jackman House, and
No, so I mean,
Bethany's.
we're not a
Definitely,
library.
yes.
We don't have
Brief history,
an alarm
yeah,
system.
Be
I
nice.
can't chain it to the table. Table would ready to fall apart. So,
Okay,
I mean, we have some of the things out front for sale, and I think at least one of the cemetery books is.
For sale out there?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, maybe the Evergreen.
Evergreen Cemetery. I don't think we have those for sale though.
One of them's out front on the table.
That's the one it's ADCO bind, it's got the little plastic binder,
Yeah.
and it's got a
So
clear
maybe,
plastic cover.
maybe we want to make some copies of those things, but are they copyrighted, like the one from
I don't know.
Cunningham, or?
We should look because everybody's interested in who's buried where. But I haven't sold a book. I don't remember even selling one book last year.
don't
I
know,
sold-
have.
A Jackman House book.
Did you? I get people will like throw donation money when they take a postcard and stuff, more so than wanting a book, you know, but.
Yeah, the books are specific, and when people come out and look at the table, I say, except for those like actual books, anything else is, you know, for your taking.
Yep.
Those, we had to pay actually money out
Yeah.
ourselves to get those, so we have to try to get the money
Replenish
back
their
for
money.
those,
Yep.
but, and people go, oh, okay, like, they don't seem to think that that's unfair,
Yeah.
so,
All right,
I don't know.
anything else?
I don't know, is there anything else? Okay, so we're good on that?
Yep.
All right, anything, so we're not doing anything with the EDB at this time. Gotta look for the, I'll
Yeah.
forward that email on the Masses Press to you guys.
I love you, Jan.
What am I supposed to be printing out? I don't know. You said it was.
All you have to do is log into it and it will send it to your email and you can read it if you choose.
I think they
Problem
are.
is I get so many emails that I just scan over and I'm
Me
like,
too.
I don't read things.
I
I
know,
gotta-
well,
is this
see, I have
important?
little,
100.
Yes, I mean, I'm like, is this
You
important?
get 100, it's survival mode. at this point.
well, but see, I have the Historical Commission website I have to look at, plus my website that I have to
You're
look
so
at.
good at it.
No, but I mean, I have things separated in big long column down the side of my stuff, and the same thing on the town website one. It's like the schoolhouse, the this,
Folders, yeah.
it's all folders, because who could keep track of all this stuff? I
Yeah.
mean, I can't on my own. I have my bills to pay and things in separate folders, the taxes, all that stuff.
My
is
daughter's
separate.
going to Florida for some youth group trip, and she's like, and I was like asking questions, she's like, it's all been in the email, so I was like, I don't read the email. I was like, I don't.
Well, see, that's it. I mean, you know, the only other thing is you open up another account,
Yeah,
you know.
just another one.
I mean, I have like 3 of them now.
And you'll
The
have one that you
Gmail
never look
account,
at.
Yeah,
Gmail,
oh, yeah.
But, and then that way you could just for the Masses Press, only give it to them, and the only way you get it from them, unless they sell them to somebody else.
Which
But,
happens.
It's like my Gmail account. When somebody asked me for my email, I give them the Gmail account. I haven't looked at it in 2 years.
Yeah.
Actually, I had to go look at it to keep it active. They sent me a warning.
Yeah, like, please send something from here.
yeah, so
Okay.
there, you know.
How about a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second.
7:55.
Love it.
7:50.
Oh.
Second.
Oh, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, this is the addendum to the Historical Commission meeting. We are doing the What's It Antique Series. Eva is on stage first with her first What's It.
Oh,
item.
no, it's the 47 Dodge pickup that's out in the driveway, out in the parking lot. That's what
Is it out
mine is tonight, so let's see what you've got.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I can't see it, it's behind my car. Should we go outside and look at it?
It needs a paint job, but we're trying to choke that down.
Here, wait, I'm gonna go over here.
Okay.
Oh, I know exactly what that is.
'Cause
All right.
I think
We'll
she-
start out with this.
She's the one that called that day with the money to say how much money.
Yeah.
It's too big for an eye cup and too small for an egg cup. It's pewter, handmade. I think I'm holding it the right side up because the bottom's unfinished. It's a little crooked.
And is it a snuffer?
No, it's not a snuffer. It almost looks like a,
Like a cordial? Yeah.
yeah, like a cordial, but I've never seen a cordial.
Look at the base on it. Is it a salt?
You know, that does look like the bottom, unless it's just been a
It's
repair.
unfinished and the bottom edge is unfinished.
It's too small for a salt. Well, not really. Salts were, because someone with bigger
But didn't-
fingers than me.
Yeah, but they had those little tiny spoons for the salt.
Hold
Nah,
it
this
back up
wouldn't
for
have
the
been it.
camera again so they get a good look at it. Other way around.
Yeah, flip it.
Can I get out
That's
of
the
it?
bottom.
Yeah,
You know, the
just so you can
camera.
see what it looks like, yeah.
It looks like it could have been repaired, though.
Poorly.
So you wouldn't have had that?
Well,
Right.
it's got Eileen, doesn't it? I mean,
I don't know.
Intriguing. Don't know.
So that's the what's it item. Number one. And can anybody explain what the clamp is on
I can.
candlestick.
Is
I
that
can even
for
go out in the
for
yard and
music?
pick, I can even go out in the yard and find the rush to put it in.
Oh, it's supposed.
It's a
what is
rush
it?
lamp.
It's a rush.
What would you do?
See, the rush is long and
Yeah.
hollow.
Yeah,
And once it's dried, it's kind of like a sponge inside. And they actually made a wrought iron pan that was the same shape to lay them in, and they'd put grease, bear fat or
yeah,
something.
tallow, yeah.
And it would absorb.
Sure.
And then the rush would, and then you would dry them, and you'd clip them in here and use it as a candle.
So that was a second light. It would hold,
It would go this
whale-
way.
Whale oil or something like that?
No,
No
it would,
kidding.
it'd be the rush, the rush
Rush.
that
Like a
grows
reed?
wild.
Yeah.
It's about this long and it's
Yeah.
hollow and
Yeah,
it's
full-
not hollow,
full
it's like
rushes.
spongy
Yeah.
inside. I'll bring some in and give it to you if you want,
Okay.
so you can, and yeah, once it was soaked in the tallow or the
Yeah.
grease, they put it in here like this and light one end.
Huh, when they needed more light.
Or
did
even
they
just a
light it?
pinch of light.
This was to light it?
No, that was just like a backup. This was a candle
Okay.
holder. That little one would probably give you enough light to get what you get done, and then it would go out, because they didn't last very long. I've made them, but I made it with wax. I didn't use. So
The
that's
jar
beautiful.
opens.
I have a replica one. Yeah, that's beautiful. But I'll bring some rush in, so you'll have it for
Okay,
it.
okay,
Cool.
Cool.
okay. All right, that concludes the Historical Commission addenda.
Yeah, that's